I now call Minister of State Deputy Kathleen Lynch.
Thank you very much, Catherine. Could I say that I suppose there are times in all of our lives when language is very inadequate and words cannot express the sentiment that you feel in terms of offering your condolences to particular families because of the circumstances they find themselves in. I think we've all been there. And last week, when the news broke about Savita's death, I think it was that sense of sadness, that sense of undying sadness, that once again we were faced with the death of a young, vibrant mother. And we don't know the circumstances yet, but we will know the circumstances because there is an investigation and that inquiry will tell us exactly what happened. But I think these things never happen in isolation. There are equally people that I'm sure were responsible for her health and welfare at the time, and I'm sure that they are feeling tremendous pressure as well, and we shouldn't forget that. But to her husband, who will feel her loss more acutely than anyone else, and to her family, we need to offer our deepest sympathies. Not certain that at times, when you say those words, that they're of any comfort to the person involved, but I think in the long term they probably will be. As someone who has been interested in this issue for as long as I can remember, and as someone that has always known that we would have another incident like this, and that if it's not this particular one, and whatever the circumstances are, there will be another. There will be another. I stand here tonight really to appeal to the movers of the motion, and it's unusual now for me to do this, and it's unusual for a government backbencher or minister to say these words, and I'm moving the government's amendment, by the way, I'm seconding it. I'm going to appeal to the movers of the motion that calmer heads now would prevail, because the anger that you now feel was anger that we have felt down through the years. But when we know now that there is a solution in sight, and that action is going to be taken, that anger dissipates. And it's very understandable the type of anger we see on the streets, not just in Ireland, not just in Cork, not just in Dublin, not just in Galway, but all over the world. And that anger is very understandable, very understandable. But now that we're in sight of doing something about it, doing something very concrete about it, and now that we know that we have within our power in here the solution, then I would appeal to you to just let wiser heads prevail, and let's be calm about this now, and let's do it properly. Because my one worry, my major worry, is that we would now rush into something that would present us with even greater problems. And that's what happened in the past. That's what happened in the past. And we now need to take our time, not to prevaricate, not to take too long, but to do it properly, and to ensure that the eventualities that may never arise but could arise will be covered. And I would appeal now to people to be calm about this, and now that we have a solution in our sights, that we would do this properly. And you know, we can shout and roar, we can be as angry as we like. That's not going to give us a solution. That's not the solution.
1 minute, Minister.
Thank you, Harry. That's not the solution. The solution is within our grasp, and we can do this properly. And you know, maybe some people haven't been, involved in this issue for as long as others. We do need to do this properly, and we do need to act, because as the Taoiseach rightly said, not acting is not an option. This is it. We now have the opportunity, but equally we have the responsibility to do this properly. So I would appeal to you, let wiser heads now prevail, and let's do this properly, because at long last, we have the possibility of doing it right. Thank you.